I haven't said that. Obviously, we want more women in Parliament. That's the most important thing. And that's what 50-50 works for. You know, we're a charity and a friendly network helping people to get into politics, both at national level and at local level, like the local elections this week. We want those women to sign up to stand so that we can help them get into the next step. And 2,500 so far have done that. And the good thing about 50-50 is that we are cross-party. But as you've said, I'm actually from the Conservative Party. And I think when you talk about demeaning, I think no woman would want to be selected on the basis of anything other than merit. This is what we've always said. We've never gone for all women shortlists. And it's actually quite insulting to think that why shouldn't 4 female candidates be as normal as 4 male candidates? We get so used to seeing male candidates and the female is the unusual one. We want it to be that that's not at all unusual. So definitely on merit. Okay. And when we select our candidates and they're put onto the parliamentary list, they are all considered to be sufficiently skilled to be MPs. So to differentiate men from women really doesn't make sense. We want the brightest and the best in those seats.
Right. I'm being a bit dim, Sue Coleman. Just to be clear, I mean, Caroline Noakes has said, as I understand it, she would like to see the Conservatives put up a woman for that seat.
Yes.
You'd like to see that too, but you want it to be the best candidate, but you'd also smile on the idea of it being all female. Are you saying you don't want the Tories to put up a man in Honiton and Tiverton?
No, I'm saying we don't want to have all women candidates unless they are the best. If they are the best candidates for that seat and they happen to be female, that's great. But we don't want an all-women shortlist. Otherwise, you have this accusation levelled against you that you're only there because you're ticking a box, you're filling a quota. But what I'm saying is there's no reason for the best not to be women. Why should the best not be women? They're not always the men.
Yeah. Eloise Whelan, what do you say?
I mean, you know, if you want to argue for the best, then pick a candidate and back her. I think it's slightly disingenuous to suggest that with the greatest respect to my fellow panellists, the 50-50 or all-women shortlists or all that kind of strain of contemporary feminist commentary is founded on the notion that there is something fundamental about women politicians that makes them different from men because of their sex or gender or whatever. So, and I've always rejected that because, the word demeaning was used. I think that it is a kind of rehashing of older forms of sexism to suggest that women bring a kind of particular quality to politics, or indeed that women automatically involved in politics would counteract things that we don't like whether it's pornography and Neil Parish or, we often I remember at one of the Labour leadership elections a few years ago when Yvette Cooper and others were involved, there was this whole discussion of how women bring a kind of a nicer, calmer approach to politics, that it's less adversarial and that we're all just these lovely ladies who kind of, who will make the world a better place. And practically we know that fundamentally isn't true. I mean, women's rights and women's freedoms in this country haven't been accelerated by female prime ministers. They haven't particularly been prioritised by female politicians. I mean, there's a couple of Labour politicians who've been quite good on abortion rights recently, but I mean, that's pretty much all you can say for it. What I would like to see is a candidate who, whatever the Tiverton people have their own priorities for an election and who they'll vote for. But in terms of getting more women involved in Parliament, just seeing more skirt in the House of Commons is of no interest to me whatsoever. It really is about what an individual believes and thinks. And, I think you have to draw clear lines here, which is that if you support a kind of 50-50 campaign, you are saying that men and women are fundamentally different on the basis of what their biological makeup because they're men and women. And okay. I just reject that.